Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is record a mono sound. So that make sure it's 44-100. So the first one we're going to do is a sustained ah. So when I hit record, go ah for about 3 to 5 seconds. Okay. The next one, you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to do E.
E.
Okay, this time you're going to read all of the sentences that I have listed there. Just read them right in order. Putting it closer so I make sure they get all of the sound. Just start when I hit record.
The blue spot is on the key again. How hard did you hit him? We were away a year ago. We eat eggs every Easter. My mama makes lemon muffins. Peter will keep at the peak.
Good. Okay, that one took a minute to save. Okay, now I'm going to have you tell me about your voice problem. So I would like you to tell me just about your problems and when they started.
Okay, I'm a teacher, so I use my voice a lot during the day. And each year at the beginning of school, my voice starts to sound raspy again.
Okay. The next one I'm going to have you do is the rainbow passage. And we're just doing the first paragraph of the rainbow passage. So you can start whenever you're ready.
When the sunlight strikes raindrops in the air, they act like a prism and form a rainbow. The rainbow is a division of white light into many beautiful colors. These take the shape of a long round arch with its path high above and its two ends apparently beyond the horizon. There is, according to the legend, a boiling pot of gold at one end. People look, but no one ever finds it. When a man looks for something beyond his reach, his friends say he is looking for the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Okay. The last one we're going to do is I'm going to have you count 1 to 10, but each time you're going to get louder. So you're going to start quiet with 1 and then count all the way up to 10 and get louder each time. Does that make sense? So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good. All right, that is all I need for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay, so first thing we're going to analyze is the sentences. So we open this one. That will go away. Okay, and then we find the sentence that we want to do, which is the third one, the we were away a year ago. We just play to make sure. Okay, and then we can go to pitch, and then we get pitch. Sorry, we have to zoom in first to see the spectrogram. We want to make sure it's a narrow band. We can just see how that is there. It's looking a little funky, and so we want to analyze that. So the mean pitch we'll just write that down. And then you can get the minimum pitch and the maximum pitch. And then you want to get the pitch median as well. So you can go over to the advanced pitch settings. Sorry. You can go over to voice, but it's not showing up for me right now. Voice report. There we go. There we go. See if it will work. I do this again. Oh, you have to make sure you hit show pulses and then voice report. And then here you can get the minimum pitch, the maximum pitch which we already wrote down for that, and the mean pitch, which we also already wrote down. Then the median, which is right here. And then there's also the jitter and shimmer, which we'll worry about for later ones. We also want to get the loudness mean, so we'll go to show intensity and then get intensity, and then that's the mean. And then here you can also get the minimum and maximum. Okay. And then we can exit out of that one. And then we go to the sustained awe. We want to view and edit that one. And we want to select. We want to zoom in, which this one is pretty small. So honestly, we can probably zoom out a little bit and keep it like that. Okay, so we have that narrow band spectrogram and it looks pretty good. You can see all of the lines for the formants. So I'm going to just zoom that back out. Keep scrolling away from me. Okay. So then for this, we're going to do the voice report, show pulses. And on here, we can get the pitch, standard deviation, the minimum pitch, the maximum pitch, and then there's also the jitter and shimmer down here. We always want to make sure we use the local values right here. And then we'll do the same thing with intensity. Like as we did last time, we'll do get intensity, and that's our mean. And then we could also get the minimum and maximum, but for this analysis, we don't need it. So then we can go to the sustained awe, and we're going to get our CPPS. So we're going to analyze periodicity to power septogram. We don't mess with these numbers. And then we want to query and get CPPS. We want these to end in a 1. So we change those. And then we hit OK, and it takes a second to come up with the number. And then that is our CPPS value. And I'm just taking notes as I do it. So if I look down, that's why, because I'm going to insert it into the document later. And all of these will be inserted into a table compared to normative data later. And here's our CPPS value. Okay. And then it saves it as the power spectrogram sustained off. So then we want to do the same thing for the sustained E. So we can exit out of that, view and edit. Again, it's pretty long, so we might not have to zoom in much to view. We have our narrow band and we can see all the formants there, so that's looking good. And we want to get our voice report, our standard deviation, our jitter and shimmer down there. We want to get our standard deviation, mean and median. As well as the minimum and maximum. Okay. And then we could do the same thing here with the CPPS, but we're not going to do that with this one. So now we're moving on to the rainbow passage, which is here. So we view and edit. And we're just going to pick a section that has the least amount of breaths in it and the most voice. So I'm going to select this section and then play to make sure. Okay, so I'm going to pick this as my section. And then I'm going to zoom in so I can see that spectrogram. If it's going to zoom in for me. Try that again. There we go. And you can see it kind of looks a little funky, but that's with all of the different words, but we can see all of those formats. So that's looking good there. So now we are going to do our same voice report with standard deviation, mean, and minimum and max values. We have the jitter and shimmer down here as well. So we want to look at this. And then we also, again, want to get our intensity on this one. So get intensity, and that will give us our, oh, I got out of the window. And that will give us our mean intensity. And then we also want to get our minimum and maximum. Right, and then with this as well, we want to move this and get the CPPS value. So we want to extract and make sure we preserve the time. And then we come over here and we analyze periodicity to power spectrogram, keep those the same again, and then query and get CPPS. Make sure those end in a 1 and then hit OK. And then you will get that CPPS value again. It takes a little bit. And I'm realizing that I didn't extract the section that I looked at for the last one, but that's because I used the entire section. So it should be the same number, but I'm gonna go back and analyze that one on here to make sure it's the same. Okay, we got this one. Okay, and then like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and let me rename this to our rainbow passage. And I'm going to go ahead and go back on to our sustained all and make sure that that is the same CPPS if I extract it. Oops. Oh goodness, I keep hitting the wrong thing. Preserve times. Again, we analyze periodicity to power spectrogram, keep those the same, query, get CPPS. And I'm glad I did that because it is a different number. So I'll put that in there. And now we have the speech sample. So view and edit that. Again, I'm just going to pick a section like right through here. I'll listen to it. Okay, and then I'm going to make sure, oops, sorry. I zoom in there. We can see that narrowband spectrogram, which again looks a little funky with all that's going on. I might choose a smaller section there. Zoom in a little bit more. There we go. That looks a little bit better. You can see all those formats. So I'm going to do our voice report here. There's our jitter and shimmer, but we're going to focus on these pitch values. Okay, and then that is all for this one. And then the last thing is our counting. So we're going to view and edit that. And this one, we're looking for the loudness. So instead of doing it for all of this, we're going to get the minimum and maximum for the first one and the minimum and maximum for the second one. And as well as the mean. So we're going to get this one, intensity, get intensity. So for the 1 That's this. Okay. And then we want to get the same thing for 10. Okay, and then I'm also going to get the minimum and maximum for both of these. For 1. And for 10. Okay. And again, all of these information will be put into a chart and compared to normative data, and a report will be written up about it.